Shalom, shalom. This is the brother Amor Rachel, back with another lesson. And as always, we give all the praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachel, HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who will run peace and blessings to the elect, man. So, just thinking about, people like Vocab and that out there still trying to, push this narrative that the Most High is here to save everyone. But, it's like, why would the Lord do that, man? Look, first and foremost, we have enemies, man. It's stated that in the scriptures. At the end of the day, forgetting all of that, and I don't mean that disrespectfully, but this book is written to the Israelites. It says it, I don't even know how many times. I wouldn't like to say, because I wouldn't like to be accused of adding to the scriptures or taking away from the scriptures, man. But it says it enough times in there for it to be solidified that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is only dealing with their people, man, which is Israel. Alright? It's that simple. So this idea that everyone can be saved, it's just it's Christianity, it's doctrines that have been created by man. It's not in the scriptures, man. And they try to find ways of scooting around the truth, to try and to try and squeeze in, man. You can't squeeze into the promises, man. Let's read this. This is Romans 9. And Romans 9 is a straight cut, man. But you can read it till you're blue in the face to these people, man, and they're just not going to get it. And let me say this too, before I read this. The same people that we're talking about, man, if you was to ask, you could be standing on the street teaching, right, and you have to, we used to have all the signs out on the floor. We just don't do that anymore. That's not the spirit anymore. We have the sign, the 12 tribes chart, and that's it. But back in the day, we used to have all the signs out, and we used to show certain things about certain demographics, especially the Edomites, so-called white people, man. Well, these are people that generally do not believe in the Most High, man, or His Son, who they ignorantly call God and Jesus Christ, right? They don't believe in that, but the minute you tell them that it's not for them, now they want to be involved. What's that about? Now all of a sudden, because you can't be involved, you want to be involved, but you don't care. You don't believe in the Most High, man. The majority of you heathens, in fact, are atheists against our power, and you believe in your own false deities, man. So don't come up to us complaining all of a sudden now that you want to be a part of the promises, man, because it don't work like that, man, and it never has. There was always a chosen people, man. Even before the name Israel was ever a thing. Right, that goes right back to Genesis, man, with the Adamites, man. That was the chosen seed. That's why they was told to not partake of the other trees, man. Right? They was to stick to their own knowledge that they was given, man. Not to deal with the other heathen nations out there, man, that was running around doing all sorts of mad stuff, man. Those are the same nations that were, scrambling to get on the ark when it was all going down, man. Let's read this. Romans 9:1, it says, I say the truth, and Hamashiach, I lie not. My conscience also bear me witness in the Holy Spirit, that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart, for I wish that myself were accursed from Hamashiach, from my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh. So that's the first cut, right? This is according to the flesh, man. Let's do this. Let's get into these get the understandings, man. Let's get kinsmen. You can't always rely on the blue letter, right? But you'll know.
Strong's G 4773. Sungenes. Sungenes.
And this is in the Greek. And it says, of the same kin, akin to, related by blood. In a wider sense, of the same nation. Right, a fellow countryman could kind of sway you because, we are all separated and scattered, man. So we're countrymen of other countries, but ultimately, our true nation, as it says here, of the same nation, is Israel. Right, kinfolk, man. Right, so let's get back to it. Right, and this is the straight cut. Who are Israelites, man? This is the straight cut. Who are Israelites? To whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of Yahweh and the promises? Whose are the fathers and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Hamashiach came, concerning the flesh once more, who is over all, Yahweh blessed forever. Amen. Right? And Romans 9:7 says, neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall their seed be called. So there's a separation, man. Yeah, I heard someone say, Abraham had, or I saw someone comment in a video saying Abraham, he's the father of us all, right? So doesn't that mean that we're all? No, because it says, man, it's through Isaac is the seed, man. Is the bloodline goes through the promises go through Isaac, man, and then to Jacob, man. It says that is they which are the children of the flesh. These are not the children of the Most High, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed, right? So once again, let's get into this. This is simple, man, but these guys are still running around trying to squeeze into this into our promises, man. Here we go. Look, this is in the Greek.
Strong's G 4690. Sperma. Sperma.
That's basically the word sperm, man. Right? The semen virile, right? The product of this semen, seed, children, offspring, progeny, family, tribe, posterity. So this is a bloodline thing, alright? It's not a colour thing, alright? It's not about black and white and no one's black or white. It's not about brown or being pale, whatever you want to call them, right? It's not about that. It's about the seed line, man. You're going to get a lot of you're going to come to see that a lot of people who you thought were so-called blacks were Edomites, and vice versa, man. Alright, you're going to see that. And that's because of the diaspora, man, the scattering. Mingling amongst the nations, men, Israelite men having children with heathen women is going to bring about Israelites, but they're not going to look like what you would expect, according to the the several scriptures that go into the skin tone of Israel, man. We're a dark-skinned nation, man. Hebrews 7:14 says, "For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah, man." So that's what's that saying, man. He sprang out. That means that he was born through the tribe of Judah. Yahushua was born, man. That's another lesson that goes over these Christians here, because they're so intent on believing in an immaculate conception. Alright? But that's not how the Lord does things. The scripture says, I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore, you sons of Jacob are not consumed. So what? The law doesn't change. So if he designed it in the sense that we are born through the common sense, as in a man and woman procreating, and then the woman having the 9 months pregnancy and then the birth, right? So the conception, the pregnancy, and the birth. That's the natural way. It doesn't change, man. The law doesn't need to magically plant an embryo in Mary's womb. Why does he need to do that anyway, man? He does it. He doesn't change. He does it the way he wants it done. So yeah, I could read some more, but I want to get some other scriptures anyway, man. What have we got here? So yeah, man, I had to read that first to get that understanding that this is not about the other nations, man. The other nations are going into captivity, man. That's their future. Alright? This is Jeremiah 30:11. No. Let's start from 8. It says, "For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck." Who's the him? Or he? Yeah. That's talking about Israel, man. And will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. The strangers are talking about the other heathen nations, man. You just read, I'm not going to get it, but you read Psalms 83 and it will tell you. Right? Psalms 119 will tell you also who their law, statutes and commandments, man, were given to. Right? And that the Lord is not dealing with any other nation. And yeah, it says, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. Meaning what? These nations, man, they are serving themselves of us. You go to anywhere where Jake's living, and these other heathen nations, the lower ones beneath Edom, right? Well, Edom is the lowest, to be fair, but I'm talking about in this world, in the stature of things, where who's at the top and who's at the bottom. Edom's at the bottom. Edom's at the top right now, but really and truly, they're the basis of men. But these other heathen nations, man, they flood our neighborhoods, man. They serve themselves of us, man. Meaning what? They're making money off of us, man. Instead of our own businesses on our own neighborhoods, right, so to speak, you have these other heathen nations in there, selling us all sorts of stuff that they shouldn't be selling. Selling us swine and selling us, all sorts of abominable foods and unhealthy foods. There was just a quick point on that. There was a shop, that's the Turkish shop, that sells all the kebabs and all of that sort of stuff down my high street from where I live, and it suddenly closed down. And what do you know? Next thing you know, there's a chicken shop there, fried chicken shop, and only a few shops down, there's another chicken shop, man. How many chicken shops do they think that we need around us, man? And Jake loves that stuff, man. Every time a shop opens around my way, it's another chicken shop, man. If I could count them, there's probably like 50 chicken shops in the area, man. Who needs that? But they're poisonous, man. They're against us, man. That's why do you think they can sell their meals for like $1.99 and $2.99? Because it's cheap garbage, man. It's trash food. But Jake laps it up, man. Because Jake is used to eating the scraps and the leftovers, man. You just trace that back to captivity in the transatlantic slave trade, man. Getting the leftovers of the pig and all of that shit. Let's read on. Verse 9, it says, "But they shall serve the Lord their power, and David their king, whom I will raise up unto them. Therefore, fear thou not, O my servant Jacob, saith the Lord. Neither be dismayed, O Israel, for lo, I will save thee from afar, and thy seed from the land of their captivity, And Jacob shall return and shall be in rest and be quiet, and none shall make him afraid. So we're going to be at the top. Because the only way to not be afraid is to be at the top of the food chain, man. Like that, like in the animal kingdom, you have the apex predator. That's the one that every animal fears. Right? That's the one that's in complete control of the situation, man. Like there's nothing that can come up against it, because it's too powerful, too ferocious, too fast, too cunning, and too wise, man. Right, the apex predator. That's what we're going to be in the kingdom, man. Right now, we're the prey. Verse 11 says, "For I am with thee, saith the Lord, to save thee. Though I make a full end of all nations, whither I have scattered thee, I will not. Yet will I not make a full end of thee, but I will correct thee in measure, and will not leave thee altogether unpunished." Right, because what? There's this, he's got a sword, man. The Lord has, he sent out a sword, and that sword is, it's the Edomites, man. So they're the ones that the Lord has used to punish us, man. Ultimately. But we can't forget the other nations, man. They're not going to go unpunished, man, either. Verse 12 says, "For thus saith the Lord, thy bruise is incurable, and thy wound is grievous. There is none to plead thy cause, that thou mayest be bound up. Thou hast no healing medicines." And these other nations, man, these other heathen nations, they get dealt dirty by Esau, but they want to join unto him instead of trying to help us. They see what we go through, man, and they say, "No, we don't want none of that. We're just going to go along with the Edomites, and we're going to treat the Israelites just the same way, man. We're going to keep them down. We're going to keep them downtrodden. We're going to, we're not, we're going to sell, we're going to open businesses, and we're not going to allow them to do the same in their own communities, man, in their own neighborhoods." And they do that, man. What do you think? You go anywhere, do you find any chicken shops run by Jakes? Do you find any hair shops run by Jakes? All these things that Jake's consuming all the time, the lowest of things, right? Jake isn't even, go to any neighborhood with Jake is and try and find a shop that is run by Israelites, man. Unless it's a barber, right? Or either a West African food takeaway place or a West Indian food takeaway place, man. Right? Or you might find, some Issacharite joints and that, that's coming a bit popular as well. And Ephraimite joints and stuff like that. But even so, a lot of them ones are run by Edomites, man. So we don't have anything out here, man. Verse 14 says, "All thy lovers have forgotten thee, they seek thee not, for I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one, for the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sins were increased." Right? "Why criest thou for thine affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable for the multitude of thine iniquity. Because thy sins were increased, I have done these things unto thee." And we know why, man. We're in punishment right now. Verse 16 says, "Therefore all they that devour thee," this is the point now, "shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries," let's get that word, man. Got to start doing this more.
Strong's H 6862. Tsair.
Right. So adversity, really. Adversary comes from adversity, right? In fact, let's get the word adversity, man. Let's get that in there. Right, adversity, condition of misfortune, hardship, difficulty, distress, calamity, misfortune, hostility, wickedness, malice. Right, it says turned against, hostile. What else have we got? And you have adverse, it says antagonistic, unfriendly, contrary, foreign, turn against, turn toward. Yeah, that's really it on that. But what was I reading? Oh yeah. So yeah, man, it says here, look, straits, distress, adversary, foe, enemy, and ultimately oppressor, man. Those two words there, enemy and oppressor. Right, so the Lord isn't here to he's not about save. Why is he going to save the people that are destroying his people, man? It doesn't make any sense. Alright, let's quickly, I'm going to jump back to this, man, but I want to get, where is it? 2nd Ezra 6:54, man. You need to understand how the Lord looks at these other nations, man. They are trash to him, alright? This is 2nd Ezra 6:54. It says, and after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, right? And that was Yahushua. Of him come we all. Right, and it has to be Yahushua, man, because Yahushua is Lord of everything, man. He's the Lord of all creatures and the Lord of, of Israel and everything, man. So it can't be Adam and then just all of a sudden, Adam's, that's not the case anymore. It's just transferred to Yahushua in the reincarnation, man. Right? Just a side point. Verse 55 says, all this have I spoken before thee. Second, let me read 54 again, because I'm not even sure if I finished it. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also, whom thou hast chosen. So there is a separation right there. Right? All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes, for Israel's sakes, the chosen, right? As for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. Right? So the Lord's regarding them as spit, or like, something, we used to say that, imagine if you're carrying a bucket and you spill a couple of droplets of water out of that bucket. You don't care about that, man. You just disregard that. That's the Lord disregarding these heathens, man. Verse 57 says, and now, O Lord, behold these heathen which have ever been reputed as nothing, right? So they've always been that way. The Lord has never held them in any regard. Have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? Right, so let's get back to Jeremiah now, right? Right, so Jeremiah 13:16. Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, I'm just repeating it, shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord, because they called thee an outcast, saying, This is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. The rest of the world knows no one, all the nations don't care about us, man. Between themselves, they know. We're the most hated and despised people on the face of the earth, and it's all spiritual, man, because we haven't really done anything to these nations for them to feel that way about us, man. right? We haven't colonized anywhere. We haven't put anyone under subjection. We haven't gone and invaded any any lands and taken over. We haven't poisoned anyone. We haven't robbed anyone, murdered anyone as a nation, right? So, this is a spiritual thing that the Lord has made these nations to hate us, man. And not only they hate us because we are chosen, man. Verse 13 says, "Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will bring again the captivity of Jacob's tents, and have meaning that the captivity will come to an end, and have mercy on his dwelling places, and the city shall be builded upon her own heap, and the palace shall remain after the manner thereof." "And out of them shall proceed thanksgiving, and the voice of them that make merry, and I will multiply them, and they shall not be few. I will also glorify them, and they shall not be small." So the Lord's going to glorify us, man. Yeah, but he's basically going to show the rest of the world that he loves us, man. And that we are better than everybody else, man. Deuteronomy 7:6 tells you that. Let's get, what have I got? No, I'm not going to get that. Right. Isaiah 14:1 says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel." Right? So, what are these guys reading, man? What are these Christians, these anti-Christians reading? What's vocab reading? Fuck vocab anyway, man. So lucky for the, rude speech, but, it gets on my nerves, man. Like, it gets on all of our nerves, man. He's just an agent. But forget him. Let's talk about the other guys that want to challenge this truth. What are they talking about, man? How do you get around that? "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob." Right? It says set them in their own land, man. It says the Lord will do that. So that tells you straight off the bat that them people out there now claiming to be Israel, claiming that to be the land of Israel, right? Israel's a people, right? Before it's a place, man. They can't be. They cannot be the people, man, because the Lord didn't put them there. The British government did that. So how are they counted as the chosen, man? They tried to make their own way about it, man. Whereas we understand that we have to wait on Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. It's that simple. What was that? Verse 2 says, "And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors." Remember, those Ishmaelites had us in captivity too, man. Well, just the Edomites. Those Amalekites are part and parcel with them. Hamites have done us dirty. Alright. The Moabites, the Ammonites, the Edomites. Let's jump down to 5. It says, "The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted, and none hindereth." right? So when the chief of our oppressors is taken down, man, it says he's going to be persecuted, man. And no one's going to worry about him being persecuted. No one's going to try and stop that, because they know, man, as wicked as these other nations are, they know that the Edomites are out of control, man. And they need to be taken down. Let's get don't even know how long I've been going, but excuse me. It's like, what am I looking for? Right. This is Micah 4:11. It says, "Now also many nations are gathered against thee, that say, Let her be defiled, let our eye look upon Zion. But they know not the thoughts of the Lord Yahweh, neither understand they his counsel, for he shall gather them as the sheaves into the floor." Right. "Arise and thresh, O daughter of Zion, for I will make thine iron horn, and I will make thy hoofs brass, and thou shalt beat in pieces many people, and I will consecrate the gain unto the Lord Yahweh, and their substance unto the Lord of the whole earth." You know, remember that word horn, man. That means power, man. Right? First Maccabees 2:10 says, What nation have not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils, man? That's telling you, every nation is done us dirty, man. There's only 18, man. There's only 18 nations, so the rest of the nations, man, it might seem like there's hundreds now, but they've just been splintered, man. But they're the same people, man. Let's get this real quick. I haven't read this in a while. Revelation 13:9, it says, If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So it's just plain and simple, man. The oppressors are going to be oppressed, man. You know, what more is there to say? So the future's looking bleak for these heathen nations, man, and rightfully so, because of what they've been doing to the apple, right, of the Lord's eye. So yeah, I think I don't know how long I've been going anyway, but I don't want to go too long. So the Lord, that was edifying anyway, man. All praises, honor and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. These heathens, yeah, you know, they got no, you know, they must be like, I don't know, man, maybe a billion houses out there with a Bible in it, and most of them houses shouldn't even have it, man. This is our book, man. These heathens shouldn't even put their filthy paws on it, man. Alright? With no understanding, you know, just out there confusing the world, man. With the false prophets of Christianity and Catholicism and Seventh-day Adventists, they're all going off, man. Anyway, yeah, with that, man, shalom.